The fastest way for a person to make progress is to do things that are difficult but right. These are tasks that go beyond one's current capabilities, but can lead to cognitive change and skill growth. To accomplish these tasks, you must first confront your fears and overcome the internal feeling of difficulty. What is the feeling of difficulty? It's when your first reaction to any problem is that it seems hard. You think, I can't do this, or I won't do it well, or it's too troublesome, so forget it. Before even beginning a task or thinking it through seriously, your mind is already occupied by various negative emotions, making you feel irritable and anxious, and you start to retreat. As a result, you choose to avoid or give up, retreating to the comfort zone where you feel safe, leading to a pattern of always avoiding difficulties, self-limiting, and making no progress. People who easily feel overwhelmed often lack confidence in themselves. Whenever problems arise, it seems like procrastination and avoidance, but in reality, it's self-doubt and disbelief in their ability to solve problems. Their inner strength is insufficient, and they can't withstand challenges, so they easily give up. The underlying reason for the feeling of difficulty is that one's mental resilience was exhausted during their growth. In past experiences, whenever they encountered problems, they lacked guidance, help, companionship, encouragement, and care. At that time, they didn't have enough awareness and ability to overcome difficulties. Under such long-term pressure, they gradually lost confidence in their ability to solve problems and even developed learned helplessness. As a result, they feel hopeless and powerless in the face of any problem. Another reason is oppressive education during growth, facing high standards and strict requirements far beyond their capabilities. If they failed to meet them, they were threatened, intimidated, belittled, disliked, and even abused, completely destroying their confidence. From then on, they would experience intense fear and despair when facing challenges, with their abilities and motivations sealed away. If you have experienced this, remember Adler's words: a person's future is determined by their current choices, and it can be completely unaffected by the past. Present suffering is also the result of current choices. The first step to overcoming the feeling of difficulty is to dissociate your current self from your past self, and then, from now on, reshape your inner psychology and beliefs. Here are 3 mantras for you. The first one: avoidance is useless. Many things seem difficult and not worth doing, or too troublesome to learn. But in life, you eventually have to face the consequences. Life is a huge boomerang. The problems you avoid will come back to hit you hard in another form, requiring several times the effort to make up for your laziness and cowardice. Sometimes, when a life-changing opportunity arises, you can only say, but I can't do it. Actually, every predicament we encounter is tailored to our weaknesses, and the unsolved issues hang over us like a sword of Damocles. Instead of anxiously waiting for it to fall on you, it's better to face it now, solve it, and completely break it. Fantasizing doesn't help, waiting doesn't help, overthinking doesn't help. To have a bright future, you must face your fears and take action. The second mantra is that difficulties are objective. We feel overwhelmed because our brain instinctively creates illusions when facing distant, abstract, and vague problems. This feeling doesn't represent the actual difficulty of the problem, as the most frightening things come from our imagination of the unknown. When you try to break down abstract problems into specific ones, you'll find many things aren't as difficult as you imagine. Learn to detach from your subjective emotions, objectively examine, analyze, and deconstruct problems. As long as you start using rational thinking rather than letting inept emotions drown you, the problem is half solved. The third mantra is that problems have solutions. When faced with a task and you're unsure if you can do it well, don't fall into self-doubt. Instead, find out if anyone has done it before, how they did it, what needs to be accomplished, what conditions are required, what standards can measure the effect, and if there are specific, quantifiable data indicators. Analyze these questions thoroughly and ask yourself, if someone else can do this, why can't I? So the next time a problem arises and you feel a huge internal resistance to the feeling overwhelmed, recite these 3 mantras to yourself. Avoidance is useless, difficulties are objective, and problems have solutions. Then you can let go and boldly do what you wanted to do, but were afraid strong confidence doesn't appear out of thin air. What you see as obstacles are actually stepping stones. So don't worry about anything. Just bravely fight until you're battered